be speaking on my name? And why my city raise so many haters? Fingerprint me, bitch, I ain't saying a thing. Yeah, that's the aftermath of fucking with my paper. I don't know why I sit on niggas like I do. I don't know why this shit look easy when it's major. But I can see why bitches love me like they do. I got that juice and nigga, I be drippin' flavor.
What's the word with y'all? It's BTM Bucks back with another interview, man. Today we got BBG Coco in this motherfucker, man. Go ahead and tell them about yourself.
What's the word, y'all? My name is BBG Coco. I'm coming out of St. Louis, man. You know that.
What's up with it?
My boy Cozy.
Go ahead and introduce it. Go ahead and let them know what's up.
Kobe man, man. What's up,
man? So let's get straight to the interview, man. You already know who he is, goddamn me. You got any platforms you got your music on where they can stream it on?
All platforms. Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube mainly right now, but I'm trying to work some shit out where I can get some music back dropping.
Go ahead and tell them how they can search you up. Like,
BBG Coco, shit, capital BBG COCO. Shit, or you go on my Instagram, original G Coco. Shit, my link's in my bio and shit. I just dropped Sneaky Link too. Go fuck with that bitch.
Yes, sir, Ski. Now let's get straight into the first question, man. So I know you say you from Missouri and all that, and you from St. Louis, right?
Yeah.
So being from St. Louis, how do you feel about the crime rate?
Shit. You see that shit? It got me shaking already.
How do both of y'all feel about the crime rate?
Wow. But I feel like niggas in St. Louis take pride in that shit though.
Oh God, that's it.
They take pride in that shit.
Like that's it. People look at it like a score.
Most definitely. How I feel about it, I feel like it's always fucked up around the board. I know some people's hands was dealt different. I know some people was given an opportunity that others wasn't given. I just feel like I hate seeing on Say Cheese or like any other social media platforms when motherfuckers be like, yeah, I'm from St. Louis, we the #1 murder cap. Like you shouldn't, that ain't shit to be bragging on. And you definitely ain't putting in no work if you bragging like that. So I feel like that shit just all fucked up around the board.
What's that dude Gilly, that bald headed nigga?
Ah yeah.
He said something that stuck with me, bro. Like if we're talking about just killings, harming, and just people's mentality, like you were saying, bro. He's like a lot of people don't even got forgiving hearts.
Right.
We can't even start nowhere if you can't even think about, okay, I want to be better. I want this to change. So I gotta forgive. Like a lot of people don't even got forgiving hearts.
Man, the most craziest shit that Gilly said that stuck with me was he said, man, I wasn't even so tough. They asked him why. He was like, cause nigga, I was just broke. He was like, I was so damn tough cause I was broke. He was like, now I got money, I think about shit. So that was like the most craziest, like it was the most wildest shit he said. I'm like, what, nigga, what the fuck you mean you ain't tough? He was like, nah. He was like, I had that tough mentality because I got frustrated so fast because of how broke I was. He's like, goddamn me, now I got a little money, I don't even get mad no more. I ain't the toughest nigga on earth no more.
And a lot of money is for a lot of people's motivator.
Most definitely.
So, shit.
You gotta have that to take care of your kids and shit.
But I mean, that, like I said, if we get on that, that's way deeper, bro.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
Just the mentality right off the bat. That got us fucked up.
Most definitely. So, you from the city or the county?
Shit. I was born in St. Louis and I was moved out in O'Fallon. So, before I even started school, I was out here in O'Fallon, starting at somewhere in St. Peter's area.
Most definitely.
Shit, so I don't even claim nothing. I don't claim no hood. I don't claim none of that shit at all. That shit ain't cool to me.
Oh yeah, why you say it ain't cool?
Niggas, a lot, like my homeboys say it like this. This is what we talk about a lot. You see all them sweaty ass niggas outside just bunched up, just hot, just, you know, like on the same shit. Like,
my bad, bro, I ain't mean to laugh.
No, you good.
That shit was funny though.
It's a mentality.
I know you know that shit was funny though.
And I'm not even just saying him. Just like when I talk to my homeboys that be on that shit, that really be on that shit. It's just like, bro, don't even do it, bro. Like at first I was a football nigga. Like play football, play basketball. That's what you do. You gonna make it out doing that. Shit, and just shit changed where it wasn't what it was. I had to get to money. I had to get back to what I was doing. So a lot of the shit that I chose, bro, it was just street nigga mentality. If we gonna get into that, I think hood niggas and street niggas are completely two different things.
Facts.
So
hood niggas sit on the corner all day not making no money. Street niggas is getting to the bag, whether it's I gotta do this move to make that, exactly. Or you gotta thoroughly calculate your idea of being a street nigga. Or even being a hood nigga, you could just be. That's gang banging. That's how I separate that. Being a hood nigga, you gang bang. Being a street nigga, you selling, you hustlling. Okay. Hustlers and gang bangers. That's how you separate that. Most definitely. And I like how you also refer to just sweaty ass niggas being on the block. If you think about it, bro, look at G Herbo and them. Them niggas was sitting on the block with no money. Shit, he took a different route and he had to lead them niggas, and that's why they was mad. But I respect, don't get me wrong, I respect her, but like some of the shit he did, if you listen to the interviews, it was like he had his pros and cons.
What about Keith?
I respect 100% what he did.
He knew what it was.
And I'm gonna say it like this. On Keith's situation, if y'all thoroughly look into the background, them niggas fucked him over.
Type shit, bro.
Like them niggas went in his crib and was taking all his shit.
Mm-hmm.
And Chief Keef, I respect what he did. He left and he just was like, fuck all them niggas. But if you, at the end of the day, the niggas that was with him 24/7, he took them niggas. If you think about it, G Herbo did the same thing. He took the niggas that was with him 24/7. Like then, if you think about it, Lil Durk paying all these bonds and shit. But if you look into the stats right now with the 5 people that killed ABG Duck, he only one person got a lawyer out of all of them niggas. So y'all might as well put all them in the same category if you ask me.
Yeah. It's just all messy, bro. You gotta think about it. If you're gonna dive into that, you gotta know what comes with it. Who's gonna be with you at certain times? Like y'all all outside, like you said, when you're in that courtroom. I posted something about that the other day. You would have 100 niggas outside with you.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that when it was he was like, man, he was like, man, it was 100 niggas with me and not one nigga and 0 niggas in the courtroom.
I also get that. I get that to like who I had, like you said, your upbringing. If I didn't have my pops, bro, I'd be dead or in jail. I tell that nigga him that all the fucking time.
That's a lucky thing though. You know, a lot of being from St. Louis, a lot of niggas don't have no fathers and they're like, I ain't had my father in my life, but I had my bird and I had my uncles that taught me right from wrong. I tell them for all the time.
We were
like,
lucky.
Hey, and that's why I tell them for like my uncle did 5 years in the feds, 5 big long years for something that like niggas told on. He ain't say not one thing. Niggas just told on. So like I look at it like when you being in the streets and shit, you gotta know what you there for and what you trying to get out for. You can't just be in the streets and not have no plan.
Shit.
Every street nigga got a plan. Every hood nigga don't have a plan. That's why they sitting there every day. Cause they got all this time, but no plan. So you gotta just know what you want and what you doing in the street shit. So another thing I want to ask you is, how was life growing up for you though? Like I know you said you from O'Fallon and shit, but like explain your upbringing and explain what trials and shit you had to go through.
Shit. Just being a man at a young age, taking care of a lot of my sisters, pops not being there. But, you know, like I said, the difference was I was able to decide if I wanted him in my life. He made some decisions. Like I said, it was just being a man at an early age, understanding stuff before you should, you know.
One thing I want to ask you is elaborate a little bit more on what you said was you had to understand that you had to be a man at a young age.
Money, like you say, like money was the motivation. Just realizing like I would do anything for that dollar. Like I'd do anything for that 20. I'd like never steal from my peoples or anything like that. But I'd steal from anybody. Like, and I'd do anything. So just stupid stuff, like going out to St. Louis, banking, coming back, going out to St. Louis, doing it, coming back. Even in my own area where people know my face, he's a football star. Doing this, going back. How you getting this money? Like just doing stupid stuff.
Because most people think being a man from St. Louis is you got to walk around with a gun and being tough all day. And I tell people that all the time, you don't got to be the hardest nigga to be a man.
But I say this though, I still have it.
Oh yeah, but you gotta have that, motherfucker. Because look at all the crime, look at all the breaking the cars. I know you just seen a girl got killed. She had a charger in front of her kids. She had a charger. Dude asked for her keys. She told him no. He said, "Give me the keys or I'm gonna blow your ass." She said, "You not finna get my keys? I got my keys right here." Bloomed her, hopped in the car, took off, let the kids sit in there. Now these kids gotta grow up without a mother. 9 times out of 10, brother, daddy not around, and they just watched you kill their mom for a car. How you, like, come on now, you gotta have that motherfucker. So like,
it's kind of just principle. Like if anybody sees this that is not from St. Louis, it's just that's what it is. Like you can be in any part of St. Louis, it's that. A lot of people don't even have to tell you that they don't fuck with you. People just don't fuck with you.
Generally, though.
Like, I went to Atlanta.
I want to speak on that real bad.
That shit is crazy,
man. How was you growing up?
My shit was pretty cool, man. I'm not like I grew up in the county, Ferguson, Florida.
Oh yeah, Ferguson, my little grounds. Yeah. Ferguson, Berkeley, Kenlock, Florissant, Azwood, all of that.
Yeah, I was around there. Then I moved out all the way in fucking Winsville, Whiteland, bro. It was a big ass switch.
I was just gonna ask you, like, what was the differences like between living?
You know how you could tell people don't fuck with you in St. Louis? When you out here, they put on a facade. Like, they act like they don't fuck with you, but behind it, it's all, they just talk. So that's just the difference. Like, you would think, I know some niggas don't be on that, but the niggas that get active, they just get active. Niggas out here, they just talk.
Cause the difference I seen from like coming out there is like, don't get me wrong, we got police out there in the county too, on the little North County side, but like they was posted up on y'all highways and shit. It looked big, and I'm like, damn, it's more to life if you come over here. Just from like being the part of Florissant that I'm in like now, they got everything over there. It's cool, laid back. I ain't gotta hear none of that. When I was growing up in Ferguson, goddamn me, stay hearing niggas shoot. Goddamn me, being at Kenlock, nigga, like, just knowing, like, don't get me wrong, we had our fun times when Huey used to come through and flood the hood with fireworks and little stuff like that. But niggas was really getting nailed, and you can't call the police over there. We ain't got no service. We ain't got no police, none of that. So if you get shot or something like that, you gotta drive all the way to Florissant to get some help. So that was the difference I seen between coming out here. It looked bigger. It's like y'all got more to life over here. Y'all got more activities and shit to keep y'all head going through.
For sure.
Another thing I want to ask you is, what made you want to start doing music?
For me, shit, like, I had done poetry my whole life, like, to play poetry and shit. My pops was really into poetry. And then, just music fascinated me. I just love watching different type of music. I like all different type of music. And so, I mean, like I said, with that football shit, it got to a point, basketball, track, all that, I wasn't doing it for me. I had to make some shape, and so I was like, fuck it, I just do some music. Like, I just tried it. I had already been, you know, so I just put a pen to a paper, really got to it, like, my junior year type shit.
What about you?
Music, that's my life for real. Like, ever since I was born, my mom was singing in choir and shit. I was singing in choir and shit, traveled around the world for, like, not the world, but the country.
This nigga been everywhere. I ain't been nowhere.
Hey, we in the same, like, I ain't never went, the furthest I done went, and I don't even count that shit. I went to Chicago and Indiana, but I was like, little ass kid, I don't even remember. It was like for some family shit, like somebody had passed, I think, and they was like, shit, y'all wanna come down there with us or something like that. We went down there, I just remember being in a hotel swimming. That was it, that's all I can remember.
Only shit I traveled for was like football. And then like just recently for music. Like I did a little show out of Atlanta. Yeah, shit.
And where are you been?
Shit, I've been a lot of places. But like, it's a lot of niggas in St. Louis don't get to travel and shit. So
that's another thing. That's what fuck with the mentality. They don't see nothing different. So like being out here, I can see what you were saying. And then knowing what's coming from there, knowing every time I go out there to see my people popping out here, staying summers, it's not what I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? It's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to see my friend get shot again or actually die. And thank God I ain't lost nobody from that shit. But
yeah, I tell a lot of people that I ain't lose no close friends. Like, I done lost close family members. But close friends, all of us, we didn't did our shit. Like, I know some niggas. Nah, I take that back. I did lose a couple close friends. We lost Lil and I forgot, high school, goddamn me, only 16 years old when he got killed. Goddamn me.
You talking about Lil Ant? Lil Ant?
Yeah, LA.
Oh God, my homeboy fucked with him. You know
Vinny. That's my boy. Be with Lil Wayne and them. Yeah, that's my boy. Shit.
They turning this shit up right now.
I grew up with them in the bridge. So y'all hear us talking about the bridge all the time, goddamn me, that Stone Bridge or whatever. Like, a lot of motherfuckers used to say that motherfucker dirty and shit, but like, man, we was just young kids having hella fun in that motherfucker, goddamn me. But shit, we lost Lil Ant.
That's crazy.
My first year.
It was hella small, bro.
My first year at McClure, we lost what was his name? Zoe. And like shit, he was the first nigga
that was my homeboy's uncle.
Damn, Zomo. Yeah, like his situation was fucked up. He had got shot.
Yeah, I've heard so many different stories. So I mean, you can tell, like, if you want. I'm not gonna say nothing on it, but like I've heard so many different stories of how shit went. like I said, it just puts you in that mindset of I don't want to see anybody around me fall victim to some shit like that.
Yeah, but my day ones I be with now, I ain't lost none of them though. But who was the first person that told y'all need to get in the studio and record? Like, who was the first person that was on y'all ass? Like hearing y'all rapping and shit, but like really pressed y'all to get in that motherfucker and start recording.
I don't want to just save myself, cause like I just had the money, so I'm like I could try it. But if I could speak for us, we used to do that shit in class. Like we had the mic and shit, and we'd be doing it in class on that little band lab shit. And used to straight get in the back, like we'd be in art at a gym or some shit, and like we'd hoop for a little bit or do this and go in the back and just start rapping and shit.
Oh, still.
I mean, I don't know.
Shit, for me, it'll probably be like my brother. Like for sure, like he really got me on like this rapping shit for real. He just teach me about like A$AP Rocky and like Pharrell, Kanye, all that shit. Like got me on that wave for real. So like I say he for real pushed me when we started making music and shit.
Another thing before I keep going into this question, I like how you said like Kanye for real. What a lot of people don't know is I just got into a lot of different music. At first I was strictly like St. Louis, Chicago, Florida, Detroit. I ain't want to hear nothing else. But I just started listening to like Drake. I just started listening to female artists like SZA, Cash Down, little stuff like that. I listen to Kendrick, stuff. I listen to a lot of stuff now. But at first, I ain't want to hear none of that shit. Like, even old music like Ice Cube, I been knew about Tupac and them. But I used to be like, man, I don't want to hear them old ass niggas. So that's just, I'm glad y'all say y'all like different music. I don't really know too many people that don't,
I'm not even gonna cap to you, like I really don't even know a lot of St. Louis rappers, bro. Like,
I be trying to
put me on cap. Like he be trying to put me on that shit, but like
it's so many different artists they can be on some different shit right now.
It's when I say
different shit right now.
When I say I'm gonna say the most 100 shit ever, and can't nobody, if you watching this interview, you can't fucking sit here and lie. Everybody in St. Louis rap.
For real,
the unknown niggas, the known niggas, the niggas with money, the niggas without money, everybody rap. If we was to leave out right now and we walk down the street, I'm pretty sure we gonna run into somebody that said they rap.
For real.
And who are like out of all the St. Louis artists, who are
Shit, like I'm not gonna say I don't know any. Like when I was younger, like 10, 11, I was listening to a little bit. Like I knew LA Foes. What was his name? King B.
That was my nigga, but he weird now.
Yeah. He weird now, but I remember when he like first. I mean, I ain't gonna say he real.
Hard as hell.
But like, yeah, like I was listening to when I was young, when it was young, and LA Foes was young, and shit, when it was first popping off, that shit was going crazy, especially where I was at. So like, I was listening to them.
So you knew about the main few. What about you? Who are you know?
Like my go-tos, I listen to everybody. So like I'm not cut off by if my homeboy chunking the phone, I'm still over here, listening to some two niggas. I really don't give a fuck. Like I think all music in our city is hard. We just gotta put down the sign that the sign matters so much, or the color to some niggas that still think about that little lame shit. So I mean for me, LA Foes just dropped that man, that motherfucker hard. I really fuck with Jose. Like when he was out and he was on top. Like
Hard.
And it's like KB,
yeah.
that like he dropped that Emotionally Scarred, and I'm like that.
Man, you wanna know what song like?
Go ahead.
You wanna know what song? I ain't gonna say.
Even SGE, bro.
I spoke on this. I said probably go get KB and Love with the Streets disappointed me, and a lot of people are like, what the fuck you mean? That was the hardest song. I don't mean the song was like terrible or nothing like that. You remember when they dropped the snippet?
Show me.
So
show me the song again.
I'll show you the snippet when we get done. But they dropped that In Love with the Street snippet. When I say the hardest shit I ever heard, the snippet was the song. When they dropped the song, it was the damn snippet. I'm like, y'all fucking dropped the song before we, like, what you mean to tell me? Like, I'm thinking this motherfucker finna be 4-5, the longest song ever ain't gonna be hella hard. But I was like, damn, y'all should have just waited to drop this motherfucker. So that's why I feel like I was a little disappointed with that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, don't forget Racer too.
Alright.
Racer.
So speaking on Racer, the first time I ever heard of him, we was in school when he was dropping 10 King Ray shit. Y'all know about that tape?
Mm-mm.
He got a song on there. It's called Lay Low. When I say that motherfucker go crazy.
Shit.
Oh, what's the word?
Oh, who is that? Terrence?
Yes,
Oh, that was Tyler.
I said, but if he went up, this motherfucker, he can go ahead. But Team King Ray, that Lay Low, that motherfucker was hard. And, who else was on that motherfucker?
What time was this? Like 14, 2014, 13? Because when I got put on, it was like 16, 17. Like
So you got hit when he clicked up with BBG Tata.
And his dreads.
Yeah, man, I've been listening to him since like way when he used to have on the tan Lacoste bag. Like if he was to watch this interview and he see it, he'd know. Like I've been there since he first started when it was him and
Quick shout out though, that collect calls with YB. Let me go get that shit erased. That's the only, that shit came to my mind, bro. That nigga hard. He just snapped. Like I fuck with a lot of music.
That's what I was gonna ask you. How old was when you first started making music? I don't know if I asked you this or not, but it's along with this question I got wrote down.
I was asked about like 9, 10. I tried.
She said I got put on to.
Nah, like how old was you like when you first? I don't know if I asked y'all
You can
this.
try to like write a lyric.
Like when you first, like how
like,
old was you when you
shit,
first started
like,
that shit?
You always freestyling though, but like try to write something like
Yeah, like when I was a kid, like maybe.
For me, man,
you rapping and shit.
Yeah, I got a color. My shit ass though, so like don't worry about my shit. I fuck with this content creation shit more. Like I always said I wanted to do something with music. God damn me, so I was like shit. I know I ain't gonna be the biggest rapper. That's my boy Corey. That shit that he called it. I'm gonna do fucking YouTube or some shit that I can talk about music. Something to do with music. I'm gonna do with it. But for me, it was like a couple years ago. Shit, my boy Corey had geeked my head up that I could rap and shit, and he heard me freestyle. I was bullshitting. So it probably like 2019. Another question I want to ask you is are you still in school?
No, I just graduated.
You just graduated. How was school for you?
Shit, I did my last year at Kirkwood High School. That shit was cool. Like, I mean, just fights. Other than that, cool.
Shit, school, like skipping class a lot.
How y'all feel about college and shit?
I feel like with college, it's like you
Your
got
face turned it out. That's why.
Well, yeah, because you gotta think about it like what place you're at right now. Because do you want to be in debt to get like a minimal gain in my mind? But there's a lot of pros, but there's also a lot of cons like that can set you back. So I mean, if you worried about getting to your money first, I feel like you can set yourself up for it. That's where I'm at. But I know it's always a good idea. Shit, there's like I said, there's cons though.
The first song that you ever made, how was the studio session for that?
Like in the real studio.
Yeah.
I remember, so look, it's actually a funny story. So I'm at work and shit, and I remember showing somebody from work, my boy, you hard, da 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 da. My uncle makes music and shit. And so I'm like, oh, for real? So she was like, yeah, like, go, fuck with my uncle. So I'm like, okay. I had another homeboy that's just about to get signed to Authentic Empire, and he was like, bro, you gonna come to my studio with me, da da da, whatever.
Who was the artist?
You know who Curbo Bang is? He came up.
That name sound hella familiar.
He just got signed like last year. Like
he sound familiar as hell. After when we get done with this, show me who he is.
I got you. But shit, like we did bro, we gonna whatever. So I remember it was like Friday. I'm trying to get this nigga to come, I'm trying to get all my homeboys to come. It just ended up being me. So I got there. Curvo wasn't even there. I knocked on the door and shit. He came to the door. What's up? My name's Nate. Whole time I've been texting, the dude that he gave me and the dude that she gave me. So he's like, oh, I'm like, my name's Coco. So he kind of looked at me. And then at that point it was kind of off. I didn't know what he was on. So I'm kind of watching him walk around. We just keep talking. He goes, have you been texting me from? I'm like, yeah. He's like, bro, this is me. I've been texting him from 2 different numbers and shit. It was him the whole fucking time. Her uncle and his studio man. So shit, we got in there. I remember he was like, you could fire up, you could whatever. I'm like, sure. Rolled up again. And I made talking my shit, like some freestyling shit, like talking my shit, talking my shit. And I was like, fuck them ops, they be lurk, them catch you, a couple Glocks, they be twerk. We knocked off your man, so you learned if you ain't trying to talk about some money, but you earned. Like, just some little hard shit. And we just got lit the whole time, man. That was it.
So you weren't even nervous?
No, like, I feel like at first, yeah, being standoffish with him, like trying to watch him. I'm not thinking about making music no more. But then he was like, "Yeah, you cool if you have that. You cool if you smoke." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, come on." And then he told me who he was. I'm like, "Bro, I can text you from, you know." And it was cool at that point. He just told me get in there, you know, relax, take a deep breath. And then I did it in one take. And for a while, he kept calling me one take, like just one take. Cause I did everything
one go, like you ain't have to take no breaths. He's been telling me now I need to punch in. That's why I'm trying to find my sound and shit. Like I'm trying to find a different sound. Cause I be singing and I be rapping. He tells me not to call myself a rapper. I'm an artist. You feel me? I went to Atlanta. They said, bro, the shit you doing is hard, but the shit that you doing is called swag rapping. I've never heard that before. So it's like it's different shit. Most does. How was your trip to Atlanta?
It was hard. Like. Going there, it was a little hiccup in the middle because my big cousin was supposed to be there from Arizona. Some shit that happened, but I was there dolo, and then did two performances, I think, and then they were gonna say, you know, whoever comes back, you know, we'll call you for, you know, when you come back. And Boo Man told me he fucked with me, and this is like inside shit. He told me he fucked with me. And he was like, you know, just stay around, whatever. I stayed I was there in the damn club before everybody. Like, oh, you can't come here. Nigga, he's cool. Let him in. That's what Boost. Let him in.
So he showed you love.
On God, from right when I got there. So I was like, all right, cool. It's going to be cool. At any point I could, I'm like, you know, I'm talking with this person. I'm marketing with this person, you know, whatever.
Oh, so you were in there motherfucking networking. Like
and I'm talking to the hoes. Like, I'm talking to everybody. The motherfuckers that work behind the bar, the niggas that set up the DJ shit, like, this is my first year. I want to take it for real, so I'm
trying to learn the business.
On me, so I'm just like, you know, where Boo Man's gonna sit? He's gonna sit up here. All right, cool. You know, is it all right if I sit over here? Damn right, like whatever. So I'm sitting in the DJ, man. We rolling up, talking, smoking. Like, if you see this too, but I can't remember what that nigga name is. I got his number on my phone, but that's my boy. We still chat, like here and there. Like, I'm gonna go back out there for another show type shit. Like, it was just all cool. I showed out. I felt like I had a little too much energy, but everybody was jumping. Shit. I had to take a deep breath between and I was doing that sneaky link before I dropped it and shit. And then, like I said, he said, you know, we fuck with you, this is that. I came back to the next one. And it got to a point where everybody kept saying, like, especially the niggas that was there on some, I put some money into this, like, bro, I was there on like $800. Pay for the ticket, do this. Now you in here, maybe a little $200 for the hotel or something like that, like, off to the side. And then I got like the other little 4 or 5, whatever's in my pocket to get me through that little weekend. So I'm like, bro, I'm here like really trying to get a nigga to notice me. You mad, you probably locked in with this big artist, you locked in with this dude, you mad because we're showing out. Oh, it's rigged, that's what they saying. And I remember calling him, he's like, bro, just, you know, you good, like stay down type shit, you gonna win type shit. I called my cousin. You're gonna win, cousin. You good, whatever. You know what? Y'all niggas think it's rigged. That's disrespect on me. You can look this shit up. Boo Man was going off on everybody. You talking about something? Man, that's you think I'm a broke nigga basically to rig some shit. So he's like, all right. She's like, this how we gonna do it. We gonna keep going. We gonna have another day, and we gonna go like this. If it was me and him rapping, who's harder, him? Him. Crickets. Then we're gonna go with him instead of them deciding. So I was like, man, fuck that. They had that little pool party and shit. I didn't go. I ain't go to none of that shit. I looked around, had fun in Atlanta, vlogged a little bit. I'm still about to drop the vlog shit.
Oh yeah, you gotta drop your vlogs.
On me.
It's about to end a little, man. We gonna keep it going though. Well, matter of fact, we gonna start another what's the name?